Cloud. All right. All right. So we have the London Modern Quilt Guild social sewing meeting, and going to start the presentation, continuing on linear components on in quilt blocks. So the piece that I use as my teaching sample for modern quilts is this bright little thing. And some of the blocks that are using the linear components that I talked about on Saturday are these zippers and this Improv rail strip. Can you see my mouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So this component here that's got the green and blue strip is surrounded by a bright pink pieces. The strip below it has got a chartreuse and pinks that has just it's an Improv strip, so it's Improv wedges made into a strip set. If I go down here, we've got that this green fabric sewn into a strip, and then blue fabric surrounding it, and then it has another strip that's a little bit longer on the other side of it's got the green fabric. It's got some of the blue in it. That green fabric I got in 2008 when I was doing a class with John Willard in Chatham. And it's one of my favorite little things. It's got such cool it's a really cool green, and it's got just a little bit of blue in there, so it keeps finding its way into my quilts. And then the other component is this strip along the bottom where I've got a pink print paired with, again, that fuchsia solid, making a strip set. And we've got as well, I didn't highlight it, but we've got this little guy that is again the chartreuse with a different, like that's more of an orange color, made into a strip set, and then surrounded by that fuchsia fabric again. So if we were this is the process that I use to make that Improv strip set. And so I've got the two fabrics, and they are both right side up. Usually I show you I'm showing it with my hand up, so that you've got both fabrics facing up, so you're cutting to match. And now in one of the classes that I did, people went and cut the whole width of both strips. But they cut them really, really narrowly, so it ended up not working for them. So I usually like to have people just cut a couple of strips at a time, even just one strip at a time, so that you can control the piece that you're working with a little bit better. So I'm cutting the two strips layered and cutting them both at the same time for that first piece. The second picture, I've sewn the two together. So those two pieces are together. And now I'm using that chartreuse print as a cutting pattern for the orange print, or orange solid. So I've just laid that chartreuse down. And I think at that point, though, I've cut through both of them. So this is after it's been cut. And then on the third, it's basically just keep on going, either using the edge of one fabric to make your cut with the other fabric, or cutting them both at the same, cutting them to match, and just taking them to the sewing machine and sewing the two together until you get a nice long strip. And you can cut straight lines, you can cut with rulers, you can do curves, you can do wedges. Okay. And these ones are a different kind of component. These ones are zippers or ladders, depending on how they're put together. So I've got pairs of fabrics, and sometimes I get enough to make 3 out of it. Depends on how big your strip is. So for this component, I start with 2 blocks, and I cut away one strip that can be 1.5 inches, an inch to 1.5 inches, and they don't have to be the same. And then I do turn the fabric that is stacked up, and then make so I've turned it so that I'm cutting away from myself, and cut the pairs of fabrics into uh, however many strips you want to, and then sew them together. And then I take so I go back here. Oops. So I've got 2 sets of pairs, and then I am sewing those together and then cutting them in half, and that gets me these guys here. So I've got 2 sets of those, and 1 set so I will join these together so it's not then a longer piece, and then I'll sew it onto this longer piece that I started with. Now at that point it may not be long enough, so you may end up having to take one of the pieces off, or if you have more of the strip you're sewing it to, you could just add it onto it. So here you could see that I added a little bit of that orange because I wanted to preserve as many of the steps as I could. And so I made a couple of joins, and I had more of the yellow print, so I just used the longer strips. So I just in these particular cases, I've just done straight seams, but you can do like a curved seam here, and again that would be both fabrics right side up when you're making the cut, so you're cutting it to match. Questions? Oops, go back here. Questions on zippers? Did that make sense?
Sorry if I can just ask, the ones that you were talking about length, you're just talking about it fitting in the space that you want?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
And when you're doing these cuts here, they can be, again, wedges or curves or straights. You can use a ruler. You could do improv. If you're doing improv cutting, it will look more organic. And they don't have to be even. Now, these happen to be even, but if I go back here, see these strips that I've got in this strip set, they are not even at all. And it adds quite a bit of interest when they're not all exactly the same.
Yeah.
Same with this one. They're not the same width for each strip. We've got a lot of variation there. But that may be, you may prefer to have it more structured than looking a little bit more organic. Personal preference, and there's no right answer. They're all a yes. And then skinny strips, which so the members who've been with the guild for a bit know that I love skinny strips. And so I've got 3 different variations here. The pieces on the far left, they were made using that zipper method, where I was just making like taking the yellow, making a little insert of the red, and making a little skinny strip. So I've got, and just kept repeating it until I got to the end. And this is the opposite here. Oops. Opposite colors here, so that it's so that I just had the contrasting pair to go together. And I really liked the effect of that one single vertical with the other ones that sort of look like a flag to me. This pair in the middle, those are created from a strip set. So I created a strip that had the chartreuse, the blue chartreuse, the blue and chartreuse. And I used it to insert skinny strips and auditioned where I wanted the strips to appear. Now in the chartreuse one, they're all sort of at the same spot. In the blue one, it changes location, where the strips start and end. And to me, again, I like that symmetry of having the same colors, but in a pair, in opposites. It just, it feels visually satisfying to me.
Mm.
In the right side photo, we've got a strip set, which I think is here underneath the panel that I can't see. I've got this strip set with the skinny strips that are curved. So those pieces are changing position as they get inserted into the darker fabric. And this whole piece is not very big, because those are 1/4 inch little snippets that are showing. So the whole piece is pretty tiny. I have it. So that's the strip set that it came from. And this is the strip set that it created.
Oh.
It's blurring it, isn't it?
It sort of looks like a fish to me. The
It
shape
does.
of
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I think oh, here we go. So this is the steps that to make these skinny strip inserts. So we've got this, I made the strip set first of these yellow with the darker curved inserts. And when you're doing a curved insert like that with skinny strips, it does not need to be bias. It's just a regular width of fabric, usually a little bit longer than the fabric it's going into, but you do not need bias because it's just a little bit showing. It'll curve right around that. One of the classes that I took with Maria Schell, one of the students was testing how wide they could make the insert before they needed to use a bias fabric to follow that curve. And they could go up to almost an inch before they needed to use bias. So that was really cool to have had them do that experiment. So I've inserted the strips into the dark. This is what the back looks like. It's the seam allowances get pressed away from the skinny strip, so it lies flat. So this is showing how I do that process. So here I have, okay, so I've sliced where I want the insert to go in the middle strip. So I'm going to be sewing this strip set onto the gray fabric that looks like it's got, I don't know, shields or fish scales, not sure, curvy things. So I've sewn that on with the 1/4 inch seam and then press it back. And then from the back side, I'm trimming 3/4 of an inch, sorry, 3/8 of an inch. That's a 1/2 inch here, so that's 3/8. So 3/8 of an inch, and is what I'm leaving. So I'm cutting away that strip at the 3/8 of an inch. And I turn that whole thing over to sew the other piece on. So here you can see this is the strip set that it's getting sewn onto. And I'm using the edge of the that now 3/8 inch strip in order to follow that guide. But you can also follow the seam that you've just sewn, so that it gets sewn somewhere 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch, and you can use that the guide of the seam to see how wide that skinny strip is going to be. But I do sew it this way so that I can see the seams of that just inserted strip, so that I can make sure that I get at least a little bit of that strip set showing. And then I just keep repeating. So I do find that using a big strip, like a longer piece, like a lot of techniques, they will have you cut 3/4 of an inch piece, and then sew that on, and then trim that back. I find it just, for me, it's hard to manipulate that small of a strip. And in this technique, you're not wasting that extra little bit that you're cutting away after you sew the seam. So I find it a little bit less wasteful, but also easier to hold the piece. And in this skinny strip, I made this strip set. So I made the strip set of the blue, yellow, and blue. And this is the strip that it's getting inserted into. So I had a solid blue strip that I was going to sew all these inserts into. And I did one slice through that whole strip and inserted a yellow. So that was the first one that I did. And then I started sewing other inserts. So this one was just an insert of a straight yellow strip. This one is an insert of this three, like the three set, the blue, yellow, blue.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another of that multicolored strip set. And when your multicolored strip set is wider than the fabric it's going into, then you've got extra on each end. You can audition where you want that color to show up. So the blue matches, and it's going to appear to be this. It's going to look like the there won't be any difference when you see that piece from a distance. It will look like it's all one fabric, but you will see the contrast fabric, and you can audition where you want that contrast fabric to fall if your strip set is a little bit wider than what you're inserting it into. Now, on all these three guys, I managed to get the seams lined up pretty well as I was doing that insert. And on this one, I intentionally did not, so that you would have some different in what that strip set looks like, whether you do match it or you don't. And so this one is the construction of those matched pair. And again, where in the strip set where the color matches, it appears as one fabric from a distance, and the opposite color, it makes it look look like those little bits are floating. And this pair of zippers or ladders, I'm not sure really what they are. But this strip set is the same for both. Oops, sorry. Like this has got the two little narrow purple and fuchsia. I think they're the same. Maybe not, but they're pretty similar. But it's just surrounded by the different fabric. So you change the what the zipper looks like based on the different or which fabric you use as the outside. And this was making that curvy piece that's on that sample. So it started out with the green and blue. Then there's some wedges and there's some straights pieces, and it's got this little curve in it already. And the fuchsia, it's this same piece for both sides. So I laid the fuchsia down on top of, well, I probably put the strip set on top of the fuchsia, about where I wanted it, how deep I wanted it to go, and cut them both at the same time. So I was cutting to match, and then sewed on the one side and repeated it on the other edge. And these were the strip sets that I used in making the linear work that I did, that piece. These were all improv cut, except for these little skinny strips. All of the rest are improv cut. Even the checkerboards, that was all done improvisationally. And these bigger pieces, even the wedges I did improvisationally. Just the little skinny strips had a ruler. And share with you Maria Schell's method for making zippers which is a little bit different. So she's making strip sets that have three strips. So black, white, and red. And then chopping those up, and those will be improvisationally cut. And then alternating them, so you're turning them head to tail. So this one gets flipped. Every other one gets flipped. And she is matching those internal seams. Oops, sorry. So that these ones line up nicely. And I'm sure she's trimmed off the outside edges. They probably weren't 100% matched. They wouldn't have been if I was sewing them. I would have to trim them off to get a nice straight edge like that. Now, because you are flipping these every other one, the seams will all nest. So that helps in lining all of that up.
Did I ask if those seams, are they cut with a ruler straight, or were they improv cut?
I'm sure that they were done improv.
Okay, thanks.
She doesn't cut very many things with a ruler.
Okay.
And so this is Jean Wells, who's I mean, I've known of Jean Wells since I first started quilting, and she was one of the goddesses of color at that point. And she is still, this is an updated version of her original color book, and she has a YouTube channel, which is she's still teaching. And her classes are very cool. But the cover of this book is just magnificent. She's I think it would be really cool to go through the book and do a number of makes from her techniques, and not only would you learn about improvisational cutting and composition, but the way she uses color too. And I think that's it. Any other questions? Did anybody want to see any of the other quilts that are in this slideshow again?
Oh, sure.
I wonder if I can, how do I get to the first one? Going to make you dizzy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
I really, really like this one. I haven't
Mm.
figured out the next pieces yet, but I really, really like it.
I know you'll figure it out.
Sometimes they just have to percolate.
Yes, yes.
And making all of these strip sets takes a long time.
Oh, yes.
So Tara Fonen's zipper class, her small block studies, I really, really like this very first one where she's using the students using the inspiration of flower arrangement and then pulling all of the pairings that she's using from that color inspiration. I think that works so well. This one really looks like hollyhocks to me.
Mm. Yeah.
So the taking a block and like that first technique that I showed you is from that zipper class.
Mhm.
The G's Bend quilts that are amazing studies in color and improvisation. I think they are all. Sandra, do you think these are all hand sewn? Do you
They
remember?
probably are. Because I don't know if they had machines then.
Yeah.
I did see the show in London many years ago. Did you see
Oh.
it, Linda?
I didn't.
Oh, it was fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah, the show was actually what got me interested in modern quilting.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Wow. Yeah, no, just amazing.
I saw a presentation of the G's Ben's quilts in Vancouver that was sponsored. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, these look like the one on the right with all the strips parallel looks like the vertical, well, diagonal ones are going behind.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And to me, they're interesting too, because like this one looks like it's all the one shade, but there's three, like all the greens are different colors.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. Oh, yes. Yeah, amazing. I mean, the one on the left too is interesting, but
Yeah.
the one on the right, wow.
The one, this one, I think Sandra, you and I need to make that.
Yes, yes, I agree. We need to sit down one day and figure it out.
Yeah. And I need to look up her other structures. I think, I mean, it's all based on architectural structures.
Yes, yes.
And Cindy Grisdella, she has
Yeah.
such a way with color.
Oh, does she ever? And you always know it's her piece.
Yeah, yeah. And this is Maria Schell. And you also know Maria's work when you see it.
Yes.
She really likes this intense patterning.
Oh, yes. The
And
contrast.
she does so many classes a year. She
Wow.
does, I think twice a year, she does like improv for everybody classes that
Oh.
are I'm not sure if it's a weekend or just one day, but that are priced intentionally to be very accessible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Well,
think she's added another class for to learn the basic improv techniques. But she's
Oh.
got like the big botany class is amazing. She's the triangles class.
I'm gonna look into her.
Yeah,
It just
she's so good.
inspires me. Oh,
Yeah. And this one it's so interesting the way she's put it together. I mean it's they're just wedges, improv wedges.
but it's light.
Yes. Light and airy.
Yes.
And then she's
Mhm.
like in this one she's using some striped fabric.
Yeah.
And then we've got here using some prints.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. What a difference.
Yeah.
As much as I like prints, I don't think I care for the prints in there.
pardon me.
Yeah.
It makes it look pretty choppy here, eh?
Yes. But with the solids, it's as though it belongs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And believe me, I've got 95% prints here than 5% solids, but
Yeah.
beautiful.
I love the
And-
black and white and yellow.
Yes.
And black and white with little bits of red.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
just like this, like even this one just bleeds into the quilt just a little bit.
Yes. The zebra quilts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it works with the lime green too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at, yeah. Sunset. The one on the left.
It is. It is. And I like how there's some lines that just sort of taper away into almost nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. The colors are just dancing.
They are. They are. And I think she's used a variegated thread here. You can see the color changes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is the one I see. To me, those two look very similar.
Yes. Yeah.
That one and that one. I think it's the same quilt. So I must have got it 2 times because I've
It's
You've
just
got
the
different
light
people.
that changes it.
but
Oh,
Gwen
yeah.
Marston's
Oh, I know.
Marston's
I know.
work is amazing.
Yes.
Tia Curtis, I think she did some classes on this pattern, the Berry Jam pattern last year.
Okay. Yeah, that's
But I
cool.
know she's got the pattern available.
Well, we can figure that
Yes, yes.
out.
I like the black and white
Oh,
tiny zippers in between like the bigger crazy like the bigger I can't tell. Are the bigger pieces are those like pieced or are they just the print is striped print?
those are pieces.
I don't know.
Oh, mind you,
It looks like they could be just striped prints.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
But
still
there was-
I love it. That's like perfect. I love
Yes.
how the stripes are playing like not the way you would normally run them, and they're all playing against one another, and yet it works.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really does.
Mm.
There was a quilt at Quilt Canada this year that was one of the prize winners, and it looked like striped print, but it was pieced. The
Wow.
piecing was so, and they
I
were
think I
really,
remember that one.
yeah, yeah,
There were a few of them that when I got up close and realized like like to what degree they were pieced, I was like, oh my God.
yeah.
I know, I know. Do you remember who designed them?
I do not. I know that I think I've got a picture of it in
Yeah,
my,
I'm sure I do too, because I
Yeah.
took.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took pictures of like 80% of everything.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And that was limiting myself to just taking pictures of the things I liked.
Yes. So you liked a lot of quilts.
Surprise.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they were amazing. Oh, and that's interesting too.
this one from Jane Olsen, I
Yeah.
love how it's got the uneven edge.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is when you have a quilt that's like kind of traditional, but then it like breaks into the border by not like it's not
Yes.
being confined by the border perfectly. I love those
Yeah.
kinds of elements in
Yes.
quilt.
Mm.
Yes. And this one from Susan Albright. Um, to me, it looks like she's either using striped fabrics or she's made those stripes to match.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a
they're not-
box of crayons.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
And there's a lot of uniformity, but then there's some surprises in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, because they're pretty uniform going across.
But I
Lots of
mean, just
matching.
changing the size for each row is very cool.
Yes, oh,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work up there.
Oops, wrong way. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So this is some of the student work in Maria Shell's class. The some more of the striped units. And these are all the black and white for sure. Those are all improv cuts,
Yeah.
but I think most of them are improv. This one might not be.
Yeah, they're pretty even.
I think this one, she's got a class that's called Off the Grid, where she's
Okay.
doing like plaid work.
Oh, okay, yes,
That's what that one looks like to me.
yeah. Oh, cool. The one on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I
Looks
wish I
like
had the artist's name to attribute it.
Mm.
And then Stephanie Shore's
Um,
pieces.
That's
She's
just
got
gorgeous.
Wow.
series of these that are just the way she's manipulating the color with the overlays. So cool.
The black and white one reminds me of like a bamboo stick, except for that
It does.
it's not green.
Yeah.
But when I saw it Saturday, I'm like, that looks like a bamboo, just
Yeah.
with the lines
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah,
Or like one of those rain sticks.
yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you think that the really fine lines in the background and the one by Stephanie, do you think those are like stitching lines, or do you
Yes.
think you put in skinnies?
These are stitched lines.
Okay.
Or do you mean these guys?
No, the ones that
Yeah.
run back and forth.
Yeah, I think those are big stitch.
That makes sense. Okay.
I think she's got like regular quilting, and then she's added some big stitch quilting too.
Mm.
This Melanie Grant's is
Yeah.
so bright and beautiful.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I'm just in awe of what you can do with just lines.
Mm. You can spend all year doing all these samples.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In this one, I love how the color flows out into the
Yeah.
other components.
I love how much depth you can see. We were talking about this at the back of the room on Saturday, was that like it was hard to see all the colors that went into the dark half of this one, but we could tell that there was definitely something going on there. And I can
Yeah.
really see all the strips now on my screen. And like there's so much more going on in that lower part than I realized just being able to see it on Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if she's got hand dyes like this orange one looks like a lot of variation in the print. So there's it looks like it could be a lot of hand dyes in there.
Wow.
So cool.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
And to plan all that. Amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I would start it and then I would never finish it. Like I
There
would
are
enjoy
l-
part of it and then I would get bored with it and it would end up being set aside for a day when I have the mental energy to do it and then I would just never get back to it.
Yeah. There are a lot of components that she's put together for this.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very pretty.
And then mine, I added it into the slide deck.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
I really like that. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
Good
love
job
the
Thank you.
on
quilting
that.
you did within each color.
Yeah,
Like it's so pretty.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So no, usually I would just do that color matching the thread. But I was pressed for time. And so I used the monopoly and I would
Mm.
absolutely use it again. It was great.
okay.
Yeah, because you don't have any color like fighting it. It's just the design really pops out.
It does. Yeah. Now there's a
good.
double layer of batting. So
Mm.
there's a
Okay.
70-30 base and then 100% wool on top. So it's got lots of where it's not stitched, it really pops up. Like there's less dense quilting here and that pops up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like stained glass to me.
Yeah.
A stained glass window.
Right. Sort of a sampler of linear quilting elements.
Mhm.
It's very fun.
So one of the things I find interesting with the quilted linear elements, if you put two lines close together, it just changes that line. So this in the light blue, those are single lines, and then in the yellow, it's a double line, and it just changes it ever
Yeah.
so slightly, but it really has a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
How about in the blue a little further down? Do you have 3 rows of stitching or 4?
Yeah, there's I think there are just I think there's it's 3 and then skip it 3, skip
Okay,
3. Yeah.
okay, wow.
And then so my giraffe rocks, so this is Paola's work. So when I was chatting with her and wanting to see how she managed to do all of this, she sent me the pictures of the front and the back. So it's all skinny strips, but she's got all different colors of solids that she's using. And then all of these little skinny strips and trying to get them all flat doesn't always work. But you can also see here how she's graded some of those colors so that if she hadn't graded this and the purple peeked out a bit, you would see that from the front, you would see that purple
Right.
showing up here behind that white or that cream.
Okay.
Mhm.
So especially on the dark ones, she's done some grading so that that doesn't peek out. That's dedicated.
Yeah.
What's happening? There we go. So that's her
Oh,
QuiltCon
beautiful.
2023 entry.
Wow. Oh.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
Many skinny strips, some very skinny strips.
And just 3 little red bits. And then this challenge, so this Quilt Improv Studio, it's a group that Pale is part of, and they have frequent challenges, and they have people for quilters from all over the world that join them. And so they've got this current game that they're doing, or a challenge called Modular Rhythms. And it's all on Instagram. And those are the colors that they're using for it, based on this logo. And we're back to where we started. All right, I'm going to stop my share. And I'm going to stop recording.
Thanks, Liz.